Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Magic Legends, or at least the beta of it, the open beta. It's available now on the Epic Games Store, and they were kind enough to send me a key along with some extra stuff. That said, my opinions are my own. Let's take a look at some options real quick. I'm going to throw this on Ultra. I'm hoping my computer can handle it. It's a pretty beefy rig, but who knows? Open betas are always kind of all over the place. Not a whole lot of options here. I was really hoping for at least something. Let's see. The other thing is man, there's not much here. All right. I mostly wanted to call attention to the fact that there's no sound effect slider, which is always gets my goat. But anyway, let's make a new Planeswalker. Let's see. So we've got red mana. Okay, maybe Ultra was a mistake. Let's go back to the main menu. Either that or it's still patching stuff. Who knows? We'll go high. I don't really need to see everything at absolute bleeding edge maximum graphics. Yeah, that's already just that much better. So we can go red, green, white, blue, and black. I'ma hit you with my sensor. Or is that... No, it's supposed to be a flail, I guess. Alright. So I gotta decide. I'll be full honest, I usually only go red, green, or white. I don't bother much with blue because it tends to be kind of weird and hit and miss. And black is just gross. And so I just don't bother with them. So wild slash cleave foes. So effectively, use a great axe, hurl an axe, restores foe for you and your companion. Okay, so that's not a terrible idea. So this is more of kind of a range caster priest type guy. I gotta decide. I'm liking the look of him better. Green just looks a little goofy for me, but maybe that's just because I haven't hit the customization yet. I don't know, let's go axe, let's hit stuff. Alright, so first and foremost, body. Big man, big beefy man, otherwise, I don't know. I should probably go big beefy man, just in case I play this show. Let's see. Man, why can't I be like a Leonin or something? I don't want to be a dopey human creature. Human creatures are boring. Yeah, you heard me. I'm calling you out, human, listening to this video. We're boring. We're pink, we're fleshy, we don't have anything fun going on. Okay, maybe this hairdo's got something fun going on. Not that I can tell with the outfit that I've got rolling. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna look like an anime character. Choose color. Man. Really? Alright. Well, let's just go green hair and facial hair. Come on, where's my full wild man beard? Wait, what? Okay. I guess that's about the best I get. Hopefully they add a lot more options to this at a later date. Anyway, what is my name going to be? I don't know. Do we want to just... Wander... No. Is he like... Green Durbo? Plantbot? Woodbot? No. Like, I just got nothing. Wander Shrub. Wander Shrub. Let's go, Shrub Man. Let's go hit some things. And see how it goes. So, a couple of things of note. I know this is on the Epic Games Store, at least for right now. I think it's also on consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. I don't think they've ported it to the newer consoles yet, but I think they're still kind of backwards compatible, so maybe it doesn't matter that much. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that sort of thing yet.
There are no heroes, only balance. Every thread in the tapestry has a purpose.
What the etheric lens can do?
I know what you told your guild master. and that's all I need to know.
So, you're a stalker and an eavesdropper.
And your death, if you get in my way.
Is that supposed to be a threat? Oh, another planeswalker? Ah!
Okay.
Turned back is as good as stolen breath.
A little rough. I thought this was going to be an endgame armor set, but no, this is what I start with. Oh, I start with a whatever the hell this thing is. It's adorable looking at the very least. Alright. Looks like it plays very much like Diablo. Anyway, let's... Eee. Okay. Hi.
Oh, thanks for the help. Unless you're also out to kill me, then we probably need to have a different conversation. So, what are you doing here?
I don't know. I was...
Oh, no, I know that look. Perplexed, disoriented, maybe a little amazed. That was your first planeswalk, wasn't it?
My first plane's what?
Well, that duel broke my gear, and you need some answers. How about we make a deal then? You help me catch up to my attacker, and I'll explain as we go. Sound good?
Sounds like a deal.
My name is Raul Zarek. Follow me. I don't recognize the magic surrounding this barrier, but I'm sure I can get it open. Stand back and observe.
Can I move the camera?
There,
Oh,
got
I
it.
can.
There's no telling what our guest is capable of, so watch my back and try to keep up.
So I can't change the... I can change the angle of rotation.
Look at that. I'm allergic to pollen, so let's just go the other way, huh?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to turn this down to medium. It's just a little choppy already. And some amount of that might... Okay, now this feels slightly better.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
slightly
deal.
better.
You are a planeswalker. You have a spark of sorts inside of you. When that spark ignites, it grants you unique abilities and enables you to travel between worlds.
Hello?
You'll get used to planeswalking. For now, why don't you show me what you can do? That was pretty cool. Got any other tricks? You know, you remind me of someone. Oh, more of her plant things. Use your abilities to handle them and I'll get the barrier.
Are they? There they are. Am I... Oh. Nope. Okay.
Almost got it.
So that heals my dude and brings him closer. Oh, that's how that works. I just chuck it forward. It wasn't activating previously, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know. This is going to take some getting used to. It's very much Diablo, if you've ever played Diablo. And this is why I need that sound slider. This is why games need sound sliders. The hacking and slashing is louder than the NPCs, and I've got it... I have no way of turning it down.
Keeping up well. So maybe it's time to teach you some magic. I happen to be something of an expert. Spells come in different forms. Sorceries, for example, are spells that directly aid allies or harm foes.
Okay, new spells unlocked. Create a hazard, target location, does damage to foes. and snares enemies. Or creature you control with the highest power deals 160% of its damage, taunts foes near the foe. Near target foe for 10 seconds. Oh, let's go Timmy.
Some spells work in combination with others to produce powerful effects. Now practice on our guests while I tend to the next barrier.
Who are these people? They're like, we've been summoned. Shoot! Oh, right. I should probably actually do things. Well, not gonna lie, it is flashy. I'll give it that. This doesn't seem like the game I'm going to want to record for much past... let's see. There we go. Not the sort of thing I'm going to want to record too much of, just due to the audio issues to some degree. But at the same time, this does actually seem like the kind of thing I might enjoy playing on my own. Okay, let's pull him back. Oh, that was one. We want this one. There we go. I'll fully admit, this is kind of fun to watch. So other details that I know while we're just kind of hanging out and waiting,
This
ish.
spell requires mana, as I'm sure you've noticed.
So this is on multiple platforms, but there's no crossplay currently. So if you want to play with your friends on PC, but you got it on PS4, nope. I don't know if they have plans to add more of that.
But power is just potential if you don't give it direction. Many sorceries can be aimed strategically at a specific target or two, or 10. Here, I'll conjure up some targets for you. Let's see what you've got.
Okay, hold button to show target, release button to cast spell. Makes sense. There we go. I don't think they plan on adding local multiplayer either, which is a bit of a shame.
More guests.
Because personally, I feel like local multiplayer and crossplay should almost be industry standard for all Diablo-likes. But I guess they're trying to go for more of an MMO flair with this one. Really, I think they're just trying to compete with Path of Exile. And Diablo. I guess Diablo 3 doesn't have local multiplayer on PC. Which is a shame, because I feel like local multiplayer with controllers is actually the best way to experience Diablo 3.
Fights. Remember to pace your casting, or you'll run out.
I realize that's a hot take, but it's just so much more comfortable playing these games with the controller, because it's not like you really need to be clicking on everything. You know, just being able to tilt a stick. Oh well. Is what it is. I'm not even sure where I should be aiming that, considering. I'm just gonna shit arrows, I guess. It's so loud.
She's quite the summoner, whoever she is. Now, where was I? You can also learn creature spells, which summon forth beings to fight by your side.
Okay. Enormous Baloth. Trample on summon, 54 damage, knock down nearby foes. Costs a lot, though. But it probably lasts for a while,
Magic
which is...
flows in unpredictable ways. Your available spells will shift each time you cast, so you'll need to think on your feet and use what you've got.
Okay, I was wondering
Try
about
casting
that.
something now, and focus on the way your spells shift.
It's gonna throw me off, though.
Hear
Wow,
that?
that's a
Something's
big boy.
coming. You may want to summon a creature to welcome them.
Wait, it doesn't actually charge, it just spits a wolf at them? Okay. I guess fair enough. Now, do I have any kind of information on my critter? And how many critters I can have? I don't see anything. I might just try and go full summon build and we'll see what happens.
It's no joke. Be careful.
Okay, so it looks like I could have multiple of these guys. No, I can't. They start going away after a certain point. The question is, do they start going away because I can only have one on the field, or do they go away over time? I guess we'll just find out over the course of this, hopefully. It's a long tutorial. As somebody...
You're already coming into your own. Good.
As somebody that plays a billion games on a daily basis, Stampede, a lot of damage, cool. Tutorials like these drive me nuts, because I'm just like, let me get on with it, man. I know what I'm doing. I grew up with games like this, and they didn't have tutorials. They just were like, alright, good luck. And I was like, alright, I'll get it eventually.
I got what I came here for. So this is where we say goodbye.
Remember everything I've taught you, and we'll make it through alive.
I gotta give it credit. I'm looking forward to seeing the interplay between abilities. It seems like a lot of them currently are just kind of random. But I would love to see interesting synergies or, like, combo effects. Because one of my favorite things in Magic the Gathering is specifically, like, comboing a bunch of features together? I mean, comboing a bunch of cards together to make, like, a really big creature. Or a creature with some really interesting effects. He just clobbered me. Rude. Oh, it killed my dude. Give me my dude back. I do appreciate that they give me at least a couple of abilities that aren't necessarily tied to the mana system. Otherwise, I'd just be kind of stuck for a while. Alright, let's just dump critters on Rotman. Ow. Yeah, okay, that doesn't hurt that bad. Hopefully you can switch out those abilities by, like, switching out your weapon, maybe? Maybe not. I might just be stuck with them. We'll see how this goes. There's a very real possibility that I might look into messing with other creatures. For how big my dude is, he's not actually that strong. But then again, that was a boss.
Here I was worried Nicol Bolas had come home. I can't run my experiment without that lens. Oh, crocked. I should have been more careful. Should I follow in her wake?
Hello, yes. We talk now.
I'm not sure what hurts more right now. My back or my ego? If she overheard the entire conversation, then she... Oh, this could be bad.
Bad how?
If you focus on the scar left by her planeswalk, you'll follow in her wake. Wherever it takes you, you must try to stop her. Please, just trust me on this, and I will see you again soon.
I will follow her. Oh yes, I would like to planeswalk. There we go. It done. My critter cannot handle this. It's like, no, don't go. Alright, rewards. So we get all of the things that we just got. Cool. Now, was that the tutorial, or are we out of it? Can I switch Aruzis? Because I know you can switch Planeswalkers, and potentially decks. And I know they gave me a bunch of stuff, but obviously I don't have access to it yet. I'm digging the visual design. Like, the art direction for this game is pretty good. It definitely needs some optimization, though. There is a little bit more chop than I was expecting going into this one.
Stand back! Planeswalker. I just deflected one of you, and I will not see the people of Briarthorn Glade suffer further harm.
I assure you I'm not a threat. Who are you?
I am Nissa Ravane. A Planeswalker like you and myself just attacked this village, so I intervened. Who are you, and why are you here?
I'm a friend of Ralzarak. Are we friends? We were chasing another Planeswalker when...
You know Rol? That eases my mind a little, I suppose. You must be after the red-haired woman who summoned all these creatures, then.
Yep, that's her. Where'd she go?
She ran toward the isle just west of here. Come with me, and I will point out the way.
Sure. This game is very badly optimized. It's true. I'm just going to perpetuate this. Oh.
Plane, Zendikar, has a life of its own. Here, let me take care of this vine.
Yeah. Oh, that's not an enemy. That's just like a weird goblin wearing a triangle hat? I am confused. Can I turn off the chat? God, I hope I can.
I suspect the Planeswalker who attacked Briarthorn Glade corrupted this Hedron.
I'm not actually sure if there's a free pack.
Huntmaster Procyon chased your target deeper into the vast wood. Follow me. I will show you the way to find him.
Animalistic Fury. For 8 seconds, you have lesser swiftness. Your secondary and utility abilities recharge twice as fast, and you deal 50% extra damage with your primary ability. Cool. Does that make me run faster, though? Yes. I think it does. Ooh, boy, that was expensive, though. I do appreciate the, like, the little, icons next to everything. I don't know, it feels like this is actually fairly authentic Magic the Gathering. Obviously, it's not, like, card-based, though. It's got cards, but that's just switching the abilities around. But, like, it does feel like this was made by people who are like, how can we jury-rig Magic the Gathering into being a Diablo-style game as best as possible? And, like, just... Oh, that's cool. It actually knocked the spider over. Let's see. But, like, it does feel very authentic that, like, the people that made this game were very much trying to have as much Magic the Gathering in.
And investigate the Hedron further. Continue through the brambles over there, and you should catch up to Procyon quickly.
There we go. Like, I've seen worse tie-ins based on this so far. Can I have her outfit and green glowy tattoos? I look weird.
The creatures here must be reacting to that woman! Watch my back, Talus!
Okay, so we're still in the tutorial. I don't know. Some part of me almost wonders if this game would actually just be better without any kind of storytelling or lore right now. But I think I just have this problem whenever I'm playing a game that just, like, has this kind of long intro sequence.
I find myself giving thanks to an outsider, but your timing couldn't have been better.
Why?
I am Procyon, a hunter from Briarthorn Glade. I was tracking the outsider who attacked our village when, well, you saw. What a mess. I was not expecting anything quite like this out here.
Nissa sent me.
If Nissa sent you, then we have the same target, so I suppose we should work together. Careful though, the wildlife and goblins have been behaving strangely.
Cool.
Tread carefully. Linger in the wrong place and the land may take hold of you. That is a Grotag Pathfinder totem. They never leave those unattacked.
Why did he suddenly get very quiet? I am confused. Okay. Really curious. Why do I need to see chat? Like, I'm always curious about that with these games. It's like, why do I need to see a global chat? And why the heck can I not turn that off? Like, maybe I can. Maybe there's some way to turn it off. But just seeing claim free pack just speed by in the corner is a little weird. Okay, there we go. If it seems like I've got weirdly high standards here, hopefully that kind of makes sense. I grew up with Magic the Gathering. Like, it was the game that I played relentlessly with my brother and my dad when we were kids. It was one of those games that, like, got a free afternoon, play Magic. Went to the mall, buy Magic cards. Like, that's just what I would do. And so I've got fairly high standards of, like, what I would hope a Magic the Gathering tie-in game to be. And, like, Magic the Arena...
Do you hear that? We must be getting closer to the Goblin camp.
Magic the Arena always felt like, yeah, this kind of matched expectations from what little I've played of it. I'm sure there's problems with it, but, like, that felt good.
Excessive, even for goblins.
Duels of the Planewalkers was had so much potential, but you could always tell that they wanted to monetize it further. Let's see. Can I... There we go. Ow. What the... I'm trying to hit this thing. Is that his? Oh, maybe that's his. Why am I dying? Oh, because I was getting hit by that. I am lost and confused. But the other thing is, I grew up with Diablo games. Like, Diablo 2, I think, sustained me from 3rd grade until I was about, gosh, 3rd grade until about 8th grade. And then I finally got bored of playing it just because, you know, I'd already done everything forever. And so the combination of Magic the Gathering plus Diablo actually sounds really cool from, like, a... Can I hit this guy? Like, half the time I don't actually... Ugh. Half the time it doesn't even register I'm trying to click on them. I don't know. A lot of these are things that'll probably get cleared out within a week. Let's see. But until then, who knows? Did I lose my big beastie? I did. Let's get him back. But so the combination of both Magic and Diablo...
I am loath to say it, but we should check on them.
I'm gonna get stuck in things. This is inevitable. Tamed Baloth. Well. Mess those gobos up. My own Baloth is just lost. He can't figure out what he's doing. Okay, I'm gonna go over here for a second. I do appreciate that, like, positioning matters a lot here. That's something I always wanted out of Magic. Nope, I'm stuck on the... I'm stuck on everything. I'm stuck on it. I'm stuck... Okay. I'm stuck on his beast. I don't know. I really don't know here. It's one of those where it's like... I could see this being great in about 3 months. It's... The rough edges are very obvious. At least for the moment. I think that's always kind of been Perfect World's modus operandi. Push games, get them out quick.
Look, down there. I've never seen the Hedrons this active before.
And then fix them up over time. It is open beta, so like a lot of these problems should be expected. And that I should at least give some leeway for that. But Torchlight 3 was kind of this style of mess. This feels more functional than Torchlight 3, but I'm sure if I start doing multiplayer, things might get bad. Let's see, Hob. Another game. I absolutely adored Hob. I was like one of the only people that even gave a shit about it. And... yeah, that was pushed out early and had some major issues that I don't think anybody really knew about. I really wish for the charge move it would actually... Homeboy can't even figure out what to do. Oh, now he figured out how to hit. Let's see. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I was going to say things. But yeah, I loved Hob, but that got pushed out early. It had some major bugs, and a lot of people had issues with it as well. And I feel like this is kind of an... Well, I'm making it. I'm making it slowly.
Talus girl, what is it? Outsider, Talus is acting strangely. We must be on the right track.
I am so sorry. I just whip. I like this in spite of itself.
Is that an elemental? It is corrupting a hedron. But why? Beasts are approaching on all sides. Called here by the energies of the corrupted hedron, no doubt.
The hell's a hedron? Why is that important? Okay, maybe they made up some shit to make this world work better. I just feel like this whole hedron business is confusing. Or that, or the fact that I haven't played Magic since like 9th edition. I think 9th edition was when I stopped buying boosters and just kept using the cards I already had, for better or worse. So if they've got anything new and fancy, boy, I've missed out on it. I'm sure I've missed out on quite a lot. I'm really looking forward to the... What is it called? Nope. Absolutely blanking on this one. They've got a new set coming out soon that I'm actually really looking forward to. With the, it's like kind of a more...
agitating my companion Talus. Go home, girl. I will catch up with you soon. That woman must be behind this. We should look for her trail.
Oh, shoot. I absolutely am just blanking on the name of the new set that's coming out, I think, next month? It's like early April or something. But, the one that's kind of like Magic School-based. That looks really charming. And so I think I'm going to dive back into Magic the Gathering, at least a little bit there, buy a bunch of packs.
Let's keep going.
But, gosh, what was I saying? I'm so distracted. There's so many just, like, little bits. Like, for starters, it's really interesting with this. As far as I can tell, there's no loot. I think there's gold that you can find on the ground. But thus far, I've seen no indications of, like, items dropping.
Rain feels unusually warm. Something is not right. I see more footprints. We're on their trail.
But because there's no indication of any kind of loot dropping, at least yet.
Merfolk, are they behind this?
Someone is coming. Quickly, focus the hedrons. Let these beasts do what they do best.
Okay.
Using water elementals to corrupt an entire hedron grid. We must distract them from the hedrons.
I've heard the word hedron more today than I think I have in like 10 years. And it's starting to sound like absolute word salad to me. I'm not even sure what I'm hitting here. I'm just looking for HP bars at this point. What? I thought I would... Oh, no. I did my Healy move as opposed to my Summon Things move. Things are happening. Anyway. Hello, yes. Eat boar. And my dude... What? I'm trying my best here, guys. It's one of those that, like, yeah, I really want to like this game. But it's got enough issues right from the outset that I'm just like, I don't know. Might be the kind of thing that I put time into in the beginning, but between just everything, the audio balance, the weird glitches and bugs, the lack of... Oh, right, I was talking about the lack of loot. Because there's no loot, why explore? And it seems like things are pretty linear to begin with, and maybe loot becomes a little bit more prevalent later. Let's see. But it's one of those that, like, in Diablo games, you kind of want to look for specific things because they'll give you, or, well, I guess no, you don't. If you're a real Diablo player, you almost don't go off the beaten path because there's no point in it. You get most of your goodies by... Did I win? I guess I did. Wait, this is my Baloth. What's going on? Oh, you know what? They're blue. They probably took it over. Cool. I guess I won for some reason.
I can feel the tainted magic dissipating. You've done it, outsider.
Thanks, Procyon.
We may have lost that witch, but now we know that merfolk are behind the corrupted Hedrons. I will report this to Nissa and Iliade in Briarthorn Glade. I recommend you meet with us as well.
Okay. Yeah, so the real benefit here is the chest at the end. Potentially. Probably. Okay. So, I get the things that I already had, along with Aether, Gold, and EXP. Whatever good those do me. Okay. So, equal parts. I'm out of time, but I think I'm going to have to play more of this to give a proper impression. So let's get here. Are we in town now? Well, at least we can see other players. Like Mama Ling Ling and Urso Maniaco. I don't know. With so many of these games, I always wonder, why do they have to be online only? Alright, well, I'm going to stop here for a moment. I'm going to just speed ahead. Because of all the jank and some of the other issues, I don't care too much to actually record this as a full series. I'm more interested in seeing, like, is this game good or not? First impression was kind of rough around the edges. And, it's a little rough around the edges. Just seeing this go by is just distracting. But it's one of those that I wanna see more before I can pass judgment on this one way or another, because there's stuff going on. There's stuff that I want to look at more, and I'm not going to be able to know about it until I play for like another half an hour to an hour before I can give judgment. So let's skip ahead, I guess. This is not a good sign, is it? I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This is a problem. My god. It's like he intentionally... I'm not doing this on purpose. Okay, I'm doing a little bit on purpose. What is going on? Okay, I can change what I look like. Cool. I apparently have some resources that I can buy. Maybe? I can add a shirt. I think I have the chainmail on. But I can also get really shiny. I can get a weird purple belly shirt. That's really strange. Let's just go full Aquaman. I don't think I can take any of this stuff off. Maybe I can. Can I take the headwear off? Yes, thank you. Let's see, body wear. Okay, I can't take this off, so I'm stuck with this. Oh, I've got a couple of things that I can wear. I'm Professor Plant. I'm not anything fancy. There we go. Professor Plant. Onwards, Professor Plant. We got things to do. Oh, there's also... Oh, can I just change this stuff? That's kind of nice that I can actually change this whenever I want. I'm not going to. Also, it looks like some of the hairdos are locked, so there might be some more hairdos that I didn't have. Oh, we can get the certain NPCs' hairstyles. We could also just take our hair off. Let's not do that. How do I close... There. Okay, goodbye.
See? I told you I could do it. Just like our Huntmaster.
Who are these people talking to me? I don't know. Well, at least I look different. The weird dumb headpiece was driving me a little bit nutty. Now, I know there's packs that you can buy, I guess? I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna wander around and hit stuff. Is there a big map? There's a big map. There's a big map with a lot of things, maybe. I'm just gonna... Oh, thank God. Sweet silence. I don't feel like I'm losing my mind anymore just seeing that go by. Thank you, kind whomever said that, so that I can get on with my day. I don't know. I stand by the fact that I think this game would have actually been better if they had done away with the story, at least initially, or like had the story be kind of instance levels as opposed to integrated with the open world. Kind of like little instance adventures with a little bit of plot and story as opposed to some kind of overarching campaign. I should probably actually use my spells and abilities. I get stuck on everything, and it's nightmarish. Okay, well, I'll give it credit where credit is due. Watching those archers just kind of rip things to shreds is satisfying. Like, there's a lot here that could have been good, but I think the problem is the action RPG market is massive at this point. I mean, there's a ton of them. And I think equal parts, this is actually one of the first games that... Who am I even supposed to be uprooting? Okay. I'm supposed to activate these two, probably. Activate the Hedrons. Okay, there we go. But yeah. Ow, that hurt. I mean, that healed my critter, but my critter's almost dead anyway, so let's just pick some of that up. I don't even know what that is. Okay, it just totally missed me there. But you know, there's so many great ARPGs out on the market. You know, there's Path of Exile, there's Diablo, there's Last Epoch, which I haven't tried out yet. There's Diablo. There's... I can actually play with another player? I mean, it makes sense from like a... co-op perspective, but just having somebody else join me, I don't know. Also, we're getting more of these. Skirmishes appear scattered throughout overworlds, offer valuable rewards. Cool. So I got more of the cards that I already have. But yeah, this is a full-on MMO. I thought this was going to be like more Diablo 2-esque, where you form a lobby with your friends. You don't run into other people while you're just kind of out and about. But I guess I'm quite wrong. This is what I get for not knowing about things going into a game beforehand, but it's one of those that I prefer not to learn as much as possible because I know it's going to tinge my views. I just knew that this game had a heavy cash currency, real money transactions, and inherently I think I'm biased against that sort of thing just because it feels gross to me. And so, I've gone into this, and equal parts, like, there are certain aspects that I really like. I like the variety and abilities that I've already been presented with. The idea of having a bunch of different cards that you build a deck with, and that sets the abilities that you use. That's cool, and that has a lot of potential. In a way that I haven't seen outside of maybe, like, one or two. Whoops. So probably should have healed myself there. Whatever. That's a whiff. I do find this makes me feel like I'm going to inherently want to be more of a spellcaster than anything else. So is this just a free people again? I guess so. Did I level up and got like a 0.5% creature damage? Is that what I saw?
Smash him, big guy!
Okay, and now we fight this again. Okay. But, like, I could see this working really well from the perspective of a roguelike, for example. No, I can't, like, pause mid-combat to mess with the audio, can I? Alright. But, like, a roguelike with this kind of deck-building ARPG combat, I could see this being really good. My biggest issue with it being full-on, like, MMO style is I know that it's going to take me forever to unlock anything without putting money into it. There's a couple of MMOs where that's kind of an exception. Not exactly an MMO, but I was playing... Hey, look, I got more of the cards that I already have. Seriously? They have more, right? How do I want to look at this store just to be able to buy things, just so I know what you can buy, but...
The map are directing hydrants toward the floating isle.
I just don't care about Hedrons. You know, if it was like a mana well or something, I think that could work for me. Or like if we were corrupting the lands, but the Hedrons is almost like they made up their own thing, so it would sound a little bit more interesting. Maybe. What is... Oh, these are... That's a fast travel location. That's what these are. Fair enough. Can I go back to the town? I have no idea how to fast travel. Is it a map? Aha! Ah, welcome to the map. Use to planeswalk through the blind eternities, making a critical point. Okay, cool. So I'm here, Grotag territory. This is where we get back. I don't know why it's telling me about Natsu. But I guess we just go back here. And warp back? Warp back. Okay. So fast travel doesn't seem bad. I just am not sure if any of this formula works. That when it comes down to it, Diablo-style games don't really lend themselves necessarily that well to being in an MMO. Where, oh, I can actually see my creature HP in the bottom corner. That's kind of nice. But... you know, MMOs generally are kind of painful, grindy, over-monetized experiences, which I guess to some degree is kind of what Magic the Gathering can be. It is often a very expensive endeavor to collect Magic the Gathering cards, but at the same time, at least if you're collecting them, like real ones, you get to keep them. They're yours forever. I always have an issue with MMOs where it's like you spend all this time to get some rare thing, you know, hundreds of hours to get this rare thing, and then the MMO shuts down in a week, in a couple of months, and all of that hard work is gone. And I realize, like, whatever, it's a video game, but at the same time, I'm fine with it when it's a game that I stage complete, apparently. When it's an MMO and I work towards it myself, so much of that experience is just the experience, the fun, the enjoyment of being there. It's harder when it's a game where you really have to grind to be able to afford something that you'd have to buy with the cash shop. And admittedly, I was really hoping I could find the cash shop so I could just look at it. And no. And, you know, honestly, I might free myself from this endless torment here just to be able to try and look, because I'm sure we get access to it fairly quickly because they want to over-monetize people as soon as possible. But whenever I play an MMO that's like, hey, here, grind for this thing that you could also buy for cash, it's just like, so you just made it harder to get on purpose because you want people to play longer. Not because your game is better or because it's worth getting the thing, but just because it's there to give a specific reward for gameplay. And I think that would be fine in a lot of games. You know, I'm fine with that in Guild Wars. It's harder when it's a game like this, where there isn't an immediate reward for my activities, and the reward is kind of a more long, far-off, nebulous thing that I might have to work for. I've been playing an hour, and I really haven't had the chance to upgrade or change anything. And I realize that, like, some games are slower than others, and I should be somewhat forgiving. At the same time, this is ridiculous. I've been wiggling in this direction. I'm not even sure where I'm going, but my character wants to go somewhere with this. Fine, we'll talk to them.
It is unfortunate to hear the animals.
Cool. Got that card. Can I buy stuff yet? Nope. Okay.
The Hedrons are here to protect us. Please, stop this madness.
What's the Hedron? Why does it matter?
No! Someone kill these things!
I think these are just random events that are happening somewhere nearby, and they're just kind of yelling at me. And these green circles must be other players that are in kind of my map instance. Can I not change my deck? Is that some kind of power move? It might be. I don't know. But I'm gonna be honest here, like, I can keep playing this. Oh, hi. Okay, I think I found it. Here we go. I guess I had to press tab. Welcome to my library. So this is where we can set what's in my deck. I apparently... Okay, so there's ranks. So spell pages. So when I find more of these, it's effectively me finding EXP for these, which ups the rank, and I'm assuming increases the damage, maybe adds like a unique effect or two. Okay, so I can have 12 cards in the deck. Creatures, sorceries, enchantments, average costs. That's fine. I like this. Like, this seems really cool. Welcome to Loadouts. Okay, so I have to unlock these in realms. That doesn't surprise me too much. Artifacts, equipment, but we haven't found any of those. Traits. Reaching max class level with your Planeswalker. True gameplay. Welcome to the guide. Okay, I almost kind of wish they had popped this open. Wait, is this it? Is this just the story? Just 3 acts of... Huh. I guess you can up the difficulty. I guess they don't really want you to do the story too much, and since it's in open beta, there's probably a lot more than this. Yeah, complete the mission to unlock quick play. Here's the map, so we've got 5 different locations to go to. I want to look at this store. This was kind of the important thing for me. Planeswalker bundle. So creature skins, costume sets, experimental sentinel spell. So mostly we get the outfits that we saw go by. There's actually a lot. Skin for a specific monster, a specific spell here, and some other stuff. Okay. Loadout and deck slots. How many of these do I get? It doesn't say how many decks I get. Clone deck, rename deck, delete deck. Cannot clone an invalid deck. Oh. Okay. Why is it invalid? Just because I don't have enough? I guess that's it. Okay, so Battle Pass. Cool, and it immediately tells me to buy it. So Battle Pass gives me... stuff. Fancy skins, chests, loot boxes. Does it go all the way to 50? And then after that, it's small amounts. There's booster packs. So we can buy a booster pack. We have a chance of getting a Demir Assassin class, which is bugging out, so I can't even look at it that well. Can I buy it? No. Yeah, I've got the Beast Collar starter pack. Isn't this what I had? Or have? No, this is a different set of gear, I think. I think this is just for unlocking the other classes that you haven't gotten yet. Costume slots, character slots, enemy rewards, mission rewards. I realize I've spent much of this video just kind of being like, man, this probably isn't good. And I think I'm just going to stand by it of like, I'm going to probably stop here before I've even gotten into this game. No, go away. How did I open? Okay, this is how I open this. It needs work to be good. And I'm inherently like mistrustful of a lot of the things that I'm seeing. Microtransactions like this, I think they can work if you do them well, and if it was mostly cosmetics, but like I was already seeing like spell booster packs, and that's a little spooky. And I just like, I think baseline, maybe even the more prominent thing is just like, half this stuff doesn't work well. So I'm just gonna bump ahead a bunch. And so this might get kind of disjointed, but I'm going to do it anyway. Apparently, I started to do a story mission, and it just chucked me in here with these people. I really was not expecting this to be a full-on MMO. I was expecting this to be Diablo style, you know, meet up and work with your friends, interact with them. This frame rate is atrocious, holy shit. But it's one of those that I was really under the impression that this was going to be much more of a single-player, you know, just Diablo-style action RPG. Nothing terribly fancy about it, just with some, like, light Magic the Gathering trappings to make it interesting. And I'll be honest, the actual deck-building aspects are cool. That, you know, having my abilities be tied to my deck as opposed to just, you know, a talent tree or whatever abilities that I unlocked. I'm down with that. And functionally, this is one of those games that, like, I think I would actually really like, and might even really like in about 6 months to a year, when the developers have actually had time to optimize the game, make everything less messy, and, you know, just clean up everything. The problem is that requires waiting. And I'm not going to say like I'm an impatient person, but I rarely like playing, or I really rarely like the experience where I'm just like, this game will be good eventually, trust me. You know, it's so hard to accept that kind of argument as much anymore, because there's so many games that kind of fit in that category of games that maybe could be good, but you just have to wait for just a little longer. Just believe me, it'll improve. You just gotta be patient, let the devs work on it, you know, maybe give some feedback. And I think that can work. You know, I've definitely seen a lot of games where, like, having that intensive player feedback really does go a long way into making the end experience amazing. Take Nova Drift, for example, or Ring of Pain, or so many other indie games that I've played over the years, and AAA games over the years, where player feedback was so important to making the game good. And I think this could very well be one of those games. My big issue is that, isn't Perfect World one of the biggest publishers of MMOs? This isn't an indie game. This is a big studio. The people, Cryptic, are the people that made this game. These people made Champions Online, they made Neverwinter, they made Star Trek Online. Like, these are not fresh developers. And while I realize that this is a beta, and admittedly, maybe I am being too immediately harsh on them for this being a beta. You know, I should at least keep my expectations kind of down. But at the same time, I'm getting some very heavy Anthem vibes here, where it's a game that is built upon promises of more that really should not have been an MMO. And honestly, to some degree, wasn't. The only time you ever interacted with other people in Anthem was seeing them, you know, in the lobbies and nowhere else. Gosh, I should actually just load up Anthem now that it's, you know, I'm not going to say dead, because I think it's still going, but now that it's confirmed that they're not even going to try and fix it anymore, I should just sit down and record my thoughts on it. But I think because of games like Anthem, I have this inherent, like, distrust for, is this actually going to ever turn out to be what they promised it to be? And the answer is a very real probably yes, but it's so hard to accept now, especially when I have so many other games. We have so many other games that are fantastic. You know, that to some degree, the only thing that is carrying this forward is the Magic the Gathering element of this. And I think I will stand by the fact that that is actually probably one of the best parts of this game that I've seen so far. I love the deck, I like the cards, I like the idea behind that. That has a lot of interesting potential there. The problem is, it's so hard for me to accept the potential drudgery of, like, playing more of this with that expectation that, yes, eventually this will be maybe good. Because I don't know and I can't know until months pass, and even then it's like, why commit to a game that's going to string me along in that manner? Why am I fighting these people? I gain nothing from this. Let's just go help. What's the point of fighting anything outside of a fight zone? Hey, look, another Hedron. Defend the Hedron. Why? What is the Hedron? Why are we defending it? What is the point of this thing? I don't know. And I realize, like, so many games have this, like, suspension of disbelief where you're just like, yeah, defend the Hedron. Like, I don't care. You hear the anthem. Cool. I'm singing the anthem too, question mark. But I can't help but feel like, man, this feels like a mobile game. Or something. Like, there's inherently something tainted about this experience right from the get-go. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that it is a MMORPG. Forced online. There's no offline mode for this. We're not picking up gold anymore, and I'm not sure why. I guess I'm still picking up gold. Okay. But, you know, forced online, kind of piss poor optimization. Just awkward. I mean, I'm apparently moving faster than this guy, just barely, and so I'm just kind of jittering on his back end, which is confusing. I'm gonna try and fight this thing, if only because let's see if the legendary creature has anything cool to be had from fighting it. I'm not betting on it, but I'll give it a shot anyway. But that I could see this being so much better if they just charged me, said, this is $30, it's early access, we're going to be fixing it for a little while, here's online multiplayer, it mostly works, play with your friends, we're missing like half the campaign, and then tune back in a couple of months, and we'll have the next chapter, optimization will be in, so on and so forth. Is that mine? I don't know what's going on. I just want this thing to die. Okay, it did drop a bunch of fancy books. So I guess there was a reason to fight that thing, question mark. Where am I going now? Oh, I guess they already cleared this or something. They've done something. I feel like half of these events are effectively just go do world events, but with like a lightly justified plot. But I guess, yeah, I'm falling back on that idea of, like, why would I play this over Path of Exile? Or Diablo 3 at this point? Like, sure, admittedly, the Magic the Gathering element is actually very attractive. I'll give them that, once again, that they did that part really well, and there's definitely, like, a, hey, this is actually really cool. But until they fix the rest of everything, and then maybe under-monetize it? Like, I don't even know how bad the monetization is. And partly because when I was looking at the storefront there, when I was looking at the storefront, it was just kind of like, but what does any of this mean? What is the point of any of this? Does this help me? We'll probably see if I can open up a booster. I got at least a couple of things. But and maybe that's it. That so many games have a hook. You know, the first hour of a game has to be your hook. The reason to keep people playing for long. And I feel like this game's hook is, it's Magic the Gathering, but an MMO and an action RPG. The hook is not the game itself. The hook is the concept of the game behind it. Is that? No, that is my friend Beast. Unfortunately, there's no way of telling which is my friend Beast and which is enemy friend Beast, except for the health bar above it. Puts me in kind of this weird position where I'm just swinging at things that aren't even real. I can't get over the fact that there's just like a pile of archers that fights there. Let's see. But take Destiny, for example. Probably one of the quintessential games as a service games out there that does free-to-play fairly well. I mean, obviously, you still have to buy into it. Can I talk to him? No, I guess not. But I can open the chest to get something. Cool. Okay, so we get the things I already have plus some currency. Gotcha. I think that's the end of Act 1. Like, no joke, I think that's the end of Act 1. maybe there's a little bit more plot after this. Because, yeah, if we go back to the guide... Nope, that was the end of Act 1. Right then. But I'm going to draw the comparison to Destiny a little bit. Oh, Beast Caller, level 4 reached. Are you kidding me? I have to leave... what is it again? It is channel leave zone. There we go. Boy, that's not a good feeling. But with Destiny, it starts you with, I'm going to say, like a 20-minute intro. Very basic. They hand you a gun. They hand you another gun. They unlock your abilities, and then, more or less after a short period of time, you're in and you're going, and there's not really this feeling of, like, drudgery. And I'm sure there is, like, wandering around the tower got kind of slow, but it was one of those that you really did kind of chain a lot of missions. You had a lot of cool things just to do out in the world. And I thought for a second he was actually just going to fall off. That would have been really cool, actually. Where am I going? I guess I'm going here. Why am I going here? I guess I'm talking to Iliadi. Oh, back in town. I should have warped here. But the intro hook on Destiny was so immediately powerful. You waking up in this scrapyard, you have your ghost talking to you. You're immediately introduced to some of the villains, and the big bad shows up and, like, is legitimately kind of spooky looking, and honestly, even to the point of you can die in that tutorial, to my knowledge. I think it might have even happened to me, but it was so strong. For this one, it's like you show up, you see some doofus get blasted from behind, and then he just kind of talks at you for a while. And then you go to a bunch of talking head characters. Well, not even talking head characters. Oh, I got a spider. And then they just tell you to go place, do thing, rinse, repeat. Okay. So this requires Z currency. Oh, we don't have Z currency. What about booster packs? No. Can I buy pack? No, I can't buy any booster packs because we need Zen. To get Zen, we need what exactly? Wallet. Exchange. How much of this stuff do I have? I got 10,000. Oh. Let's just... Oh. How much Zen do I have? Is this only going to give me, like, 20? Okay. Let's just say I've been actively playing for half an hour. I've gotten 10,000 Zen. 10,000 is worth roughly just shy of 20... Oh no, that's Zen. Sell Zen... I don't know. I wonder if I can merchant this. No, it doesn't look like it. You might be able to if you're really committed. Okay, so I got 21 for half an hour. Oh, maybe I should have actually saved up for this. 600 spell pages for the Phalanx charge spell. Oh. So this is just EXP. To get the battle pass, it would take... 25 hours of gameplay at least currently. That almost sounds like kind of okay for MMO standards, but it's just like, I don't know. The more games confront me with this kind of thing, the more I just become apathetic to their existence. That I truly value games that recognize that time is, the times of its players are, you know, it is valuable. Get them to the end game, keep them there for a while, sell them some very expensive cosmetics that make them look like badass angels of death. Like, I've sunk more money into... I've sunk way more money... Oh, I can just hold both mouse buttons to just auto-run, kind of awkwardly, but I can. But I've sunk more money into Path of Exile, a game that I have not actually played that much of. No, I've played a fair bit of it. I've sunk more money into that than I have most MMOs, because it felt like the cosmetics were cool, and also I ultimately just liked the game and wanted to support it. This is one of those games that I see the things that they're selling, and I'm like, holy shit, why are they selling that? You know, half the stuff that they're selling almost feels like it should be just intrinsically part of the game. And not just earnable, but like easily earnable and immediately given as the base reward scheme. And it's like, sure, they give some of the EXP, but like, so far I've earned small amounts of cards here and there for... I don't even want to fight these people. I mean, what's the point of it? What does it do for me? I get maybe a couple of books, some EXP for a spell? I guess that's good, maybe, but I can't tell. It's like the dark side of a looter shooter, where it's everything... It's the complete opposite of looter shooter, that there is no randomly generated equipment for the most part. Everything is set, designed, and it doles it out so slowly because the game honestly cannot afford to hand out more. Because to do so would break their kind of predetermined valuation of everything. And like, it's one of those where it's supposed to be... the currency exchange is supposed to change based on supply and demand as opposed to anything the developers would set. But I bet if it ever got to the point where it was a problem, they would 100% step in and tweak it a little bit. Speak with Elf. Hostile Elf. Cool. I've spoken with Elf. Now we walk back over here. The Hedrons are here to protect us. Please stop this madness. I just... Where's the music? This game's dead silent. There's not even ambiance here. Yeah, there is sound effects going. I know I turned it low here. I'm going to turn it back up again. Ow. Okay, there's the ambiance. Now I can hear it. This is why I need a sound effects slider bad. But, like, the moment I hit one of these things, like, it's immediately thunderous. Oh, hey, now I can play 3 cards at once. This is legitimately, like, not fun to listen to. Just to be able to hear bird noises, I have to turn it up to the point where me hitting something is physically uncomfortable. And yes, before people immediately start saying, no, I can hear it just fine. That's because I normalized the audio so it doesn't sound nearly as punchy. But no, I think I'm gonna roll back. This is not a bad game. This is just an aggressively mediocre game that is a paint-by-numbers, games-as-a-service game, wearing the skin of Magic the Gathering, fused with Diablo. And there's a lot of potential for this to be good with some amount of time and effort and a healthy injection of cash. But it's one of those that it's like, this is not a small studio. These are people that, you know, have been making games like this for years. Games that I've enjoyed. I actually liked Champions Online. I actually liked Neverwinter. Never played Star Trek Online. I can't talk about it. But like Perfect World, I've been kind of off and on sort of playing their games for ages. I didn't even click on that. Does this just happen? No. Okay, it does happen. Yeah, we're just going to do this again. But, you know, I've been playing games by these people for years, and it feels like the beginning, every single time one of these games comes out, not even just from Cryptic, Perfect World, but also BioWare, but also Wolcen, but also so many of these games, they come out and they learn none of the lessons, make all of the same mistakes, and then I feel like I'm just sitting there holding the bag being like, was this worth it? And the answer is no. This is part of the reason why oftentimes when it comes to Diablo-style games, I just go back to the same ones that I always play. Go back to Diablo. Well, even Diablo 3 was so rough. And it's like, I'm making all of the excuses that I usually make for an indie game that releases in this kind of state. But why am I making it for this? So when it boils down to it, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this game. It's one of those that's like, I desperately want to like it, and I desperately want to hate it. And in the end, I've met myself in the middle and said, I just don't want to play this anymore. I want to fight stuff with this. Just give me an arena, drop a spell on me every 3 minutes, let me slot it in, remove it, give me a couple of modifiers to make it interesting. I'd play that. I'd play that a lot, actually. But all of the extra bells and whistles, the cash shop, the plot, the open world, the other players, all of those things make me not want to play this because none of it is fun, interesting, or even well designed. That with a lot of fixes, yes, this could get better. But without that, it's still just going to be a game that I would safely say go play something else until they fixed this. And luckily it's free to play, so like even if you do decide to pick this up, you're probably not going to be out any money at all. So like that's good at least. It's free to play. And it's open beta, so like who knows? Maybe they will fix it a lot very quickly. But I'm perfectly fine just leaving it here for now. And then maybe coming back to it in a year, and then I'll say, like, hey, did this get better? And the answer is, like, yes, actually, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This might actually be a decent game in 2022. But for 2021, it's a buggy, kind of messy, kind of unfinished, kind of broken product that I really wish wasn't an MMO. And that's it. Okay, so I guess with all of that said, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, Leave me a like, helps more than you know. I realize that half of it was just whinging, but it just is what it is. I am not necessarily a full critic here, but I have to call it when I see it, and I see something stinky. And I don't like it. So, with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. It won't be this. It's fine.